Hey guys, I'm Bobby.
I'm Brent.
And you're watching Learning with Bobby and Brent. So today on Learning, we're going to show you the basics of After Effects. So here we have After Effects, Creative Cloud. And what you see is basically a blank slate. We don't have anything opened yet. We don't have a new composition started yet.
Yep.
So we're going to go up to the main toolbar up at the top, and we're going to select Composition. And we're going to create a new composition. Okay, so what is this? It brings up these new settings.
Oh my god, so many settings.
There's a lot going on here, but basic things you have to look at are the width and the height. 1920 by 1080 is perfect.
Sweet.
So we're all set with that.
Great.
Now we're going to look at the frame rate. There are different frame rates you can use. If you have 8 frames per second, it's going to look very choppy.
Yeah.
Or you can go all the way up to 60, but we're going to stay around 23 because it keeps the rendering time low.
Yes.
Next we've got resolution. We're going to keep that at full because we want it to be high quality. And the background color. This is probably the most important thing. First thing you need to know about After Effects is that the background color doesn't actually show up in your final After Effects rendering. The background color is just there as a placeholder for you to select what background you feel is best suits your video.
Okay.
So you can select any color you want, but we're going to stick with black.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
Let's hit OK. It opened up a new timeline and it created a composition. So now, if you'll notice over here on the left in the project folder, this was created. So this comp 1 is our composition.
Okay.
So we can actually rename that. We could have named it when we created the composition.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think I did see that.
But we're going to name it right now. We're going to call it. We're going to call it test.
Okay, that's helpful. Now we know what that is. What
this test is basically just the project down here. Mm-hmm. As you can see right here.
Oh yeah, it says test right there in that little tab.
Exactly. So After Effects, it's very complicated. You have to sort of understand that it's not like Premiere. So first thing I'm going to tell you that's very helpful is that if you hit the space bar, it's going to bring up this little tool, this little hand tool.
Okay.
It's kind of called the grab tool, and you can move where you are.
Okay, cool. So you hold down the space bar, and then when you click and drag, you kind of move your view there wherever you want it to be.
Exactly. So you can kind of adjust. And you can also adjust the zoom by either scrolling with the mouse, but After Effects is very sensitive. Mm-hmm. So if you scroll in, it's going to zoom way in or way out.
Oh, yeah.
So usually what we do is we stick to this little tab right here.
Okay.
And we change the size based on what we feel is right. So usually I'll select fit, and that will fit it exactly to our composition panel up here.
Oh, cool. So can we adjust that size though? Can we make this window bigger if we want?
We can make it bigger by grabbing down here.
Oh, cool.
And stretching it. And it'll actually keep fitting it to exactly what we want.
Nice.
So if we actually bring it back to, say, 50%, we can move this around and it will stay where it is. I like my timeline to be big because we're going to get into this in a minute. There's going to be a lot of layers on some files.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to want to make sure we can see all that. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look at the basic overlay here.
Okay.
So we have our composition up here.
Yep.
Our timeline down here.
Yep.
Our project folder over here. And on the right, we've got sort of our effects and different tabs that we're going to be using a lot. So the first one we're going to select is our effects and presets.
Oh wow, okay, that opened a bunch of stuff.
What After Effects is a graphic editor. It allows you to create 3-dimensional graphics, motion graphics, text graphics, video effects. It's a very powerful software. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these effects are found over in the effects and presets.
Gotcha. So I guess the way you think of it is Premiere, edits, After Effects, effects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can do these effects in Premiere, but After Effects is really just the go-to.
It does it better.
It does it much better because it's what it's built for. So also over here we have some other important things we want to look at. The Preview tab.
Okay.
This is very important because if you are like me and you're working in the timeline and you move this little blue line here, which is where you are in the timeline, you want to select play, which is the space bar. You want it to play from that area. So if you have After Effects and you just downloaded it, sometimes it might be play from, it might be selected at start of range. That could be frustrating because once you press play, it will start from the beginning, no matter where you are in the timeline.
I can see how that would be really annoying. Especially if you didn't realize why it was doing that.
Yeah.
You don't want to always watch the entire composition. You just want to see the part you're working on.
Exactly. And it's frustrating when you have to start over every time. So this is important. If you don't like that, make sure that that's selected at current time. So also you can select play and stop from up here, but we usually stick to the space bar for the play button.
Yeah, it's just easier. It's quicker rather than having to pull open a tab to click a thing. You can just hit a button on your keyboard and it does it right there.
I'm going to show you guys basically what a layer is and what we can sort of do with After Effects, sort of the different types of effects we can add.
Sure.
So first what we're going to do is we're going to go up to our toolbar up here, and there's a bunch of different options that you can get into, but we're going to stick to the basics today.
Okay.
This T right here is the type tool.
Gotcha.
So it opens up our little character tab here on the right, and if we select our composition, it creates a layer.
Oh yeah, okay, there's a new layer in there, that little red block that's going across.
When I first opened up After Effects for the first time, I was very confused. I was like, what is going on? Because I assumed that it was a lot like Premiere, where you're just moving things along the timeline.
Right, and you can kind of clearly see what each thing is and whatever, but this, yeah, looks a little foreign if you're used to Premiere.
If you're like me and you thought like, okay, After Effects is basically like sort of an animation tool, you're wondering, how do I animate? Like, I always wondered that when I was starting off video editing. I was like, how do I make something go from this to this? Do I have to go every frame?
Right.
Now what After Effects does is it gives you the capability to create one keyframe and a second keyframe, and it sort of does the rest of the work for you.
Oh wow.
You just have to know how to tell it what to do.
Gotcha.
So we're going to get into that, but right now we're going to start with some text. So we'll just write title, and before we do anything else we have to go up and select our selection tool so that we are no longer in text editing mode. So we're going to make this a little bigger. So I'm going to click on the top right corner here, and then I'm going to select shift on the keyboard, and I'm going to drag it out. And that's going to keep it the same size.
Okay, so that keeps it proportional so you don't stretch it out.
After Effects can be a little tricky because if you grab the wrong node here, it can be very tricky.
Yeah,
as you can see, it's moving around like crazy.
Yeah, that's no good.
So we're going to Control Z, so undo that. And I usually stick to the top right corner. That usually keeps it the most tame. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so here we have our title, and it's everything we want it to be right now. Except maybe I'm going to change the font. So if you go over to the character editor, you can select whatever font you feel is right. So we're going to select Moonshiner. That's sort of the now you know font that we've been using. So we're going to select it, and we're going to make it a little bigger maybe. And then we're maybe going to make it a different color. So we select on the color over here, and we're going to make it like, I don't know, blue.
Cool.
And right now I'm kind of feeling like we might need a background.
Okay.
Because right now there is no background. And if you select this little toggle transparency grid here, it shows what will be transparent and what will be an overlay if you drag this After Effects project into Premiere. So right now, if we drag this into Premiere over a video, just the text would show up, just title. But for this case, we want to make a background that will stay with our After Effect.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to our layers here, and we're going to select New, and we're going to click Solid. So what that does is it gives us the solid settings, and this is going to be permanent. We don't have to worry about what color it is. We'll just create a solid, we'll call it solid layer.
Okay.
And we'll click OK. So that creates a solid layer right here. So basically, we're going to show you a little bit about layers now. We're going to explain what they are and how to use them. So if you look over here in our timeline on the left, we have our solid layer on top and our title layer on the bottom.
Okay.
Basically, each layer, whichever is shown, is based on how it's stacked on the left.
Oh, okay.
So if we want our title layer to be on top, we're just going to take it and we're going to drag it over our solid layer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So
There it
whatever's
is.
on top is what's on top of it. It's almost like they're literally layers stacked on top of each other, like pieces of paper.
It's similar to Premiere in that whichever layer is on top is the layer on top, but there are some differences as well because, as you can tell here, the layers aren't stretched out, and you actually can't really stretch them out.
Okay.
Hey guys, thanks for watching After Effects Basics Part 1. To watch Part 2, just click on the hyperlink right here, and hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. So now, let's say... I'm dying, by the way. You don't have to f***ing...
Oh no, we'll just make the final edit.
Loaded. I'm almost like mad enough to just like check my computer right now. Can I like move this somewhere else, please?
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Will that
Oh,
blue?
that's cool. Okay. 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 Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay.
Exactly. 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 Exactly.
Yeah.
You're getting weirder and weirder every day.
Dinner.
Every day.